What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to explore what Tinder is like around the world. So we recently finished an experiment where we put my profile in a new city every 24 hours, and we tested 7 of the most popular cities across the world to try to determine what online dating is like in various countries and where can I get the most likes. All right, so we tested 7 cities across the world, 3 in the US, 2 in Europe, 1 in Southeast Asia, and 1 in South America. And some of the results were pretty surprising even for me. So you can see the kind of profile that I was using. This is basically what I was doing about a year ago, a slightly older variation. And you can see this is a pretty decent profile, but it's nothing too fucking crazy. Like, I feel this is something that pretty much anyone can achieve if they put a little energy into their pictures and their sexual market value. So let's just jump right into it. So the first city on the list is Pittsburgh. Now you might be thinking, why the fuck would you test a random ass city like Pittsburgh? The reason is this: I want to confirm a theory I've had for a while, which is that second tier cities in America are generally better for dating than first tier cities. And the logic goes like this, right? So let's say you take a city like Pittsburgh. You have, a certain amount of guys who are high value and a certain amount of girls who are high value, which a lot of that is looks for chicks. So a lot of the guys who are high value in a city like Pittsburgh, they're going to just move out when they get older. They're going to move to like New York or Miami. And a lot of girls will do that as well. But, with chicks, it's going to be more girls who decide to stay because that's where their roots are. Like, men are more likely to just migrate and women are more likely to stay where their family is. And as a result of that, you're going to have a disproportionate amount of high value girls to high value guys. In addition, no one ever fucking visits Pittsburgh, right? So you're not going to have really tourists coming in and swooping in on local talent. So the girls are going to be, less apprehensive to meet. So the results were this: we got 42 likes in 24 hours, which is definitely pretty fucking decent. Like, all you really need is one girl who's down to meet up with you a day. It's not like I can meet up with 42 girls anyway. I would say that out of these 42, maybe like 20% of them were my type. You see a lot of Midwestern looking girls. Some of them are definitely hot. Some maybe not so much. Now, again, the good thing about second tier cities, from my experience, is that let's say you get 42 likes in Pittsburgh and 42 likes in LA. Well, those 42 likes in Pittsburgh are going to get you further because those chicks are generally going to be more down to meet up. Now, of course, you'll still have some level of flaking, but on average, the girls in a place like Pittsburgh or Cincinnati or maybe even like Austin or Dallas are going to be more likely to meet up. Next up on the list, we have Vegas. So I want to test Las Vegas to basically confirm the fact that, it's definitely one of the shittiest cities in the US for online dating and game in general. Now, there's a big misconception that Vegas is so fucking great, best place for pickup in the earth, right? That's because a lot of, POA conventions have been going on there, but this is total fucking nonsense. I've spent some time living in Vegas. I know many other people who have, and while it is decent still, like, if you have game, you can definitely crush it in Vegas, and especially if you have access to the higher tier stuff, like if you're a promoter or something like that, you can actually do quite well in Vegas. But generally speaking, you're going to be much better off in most other cities like Miami or New York, or really just, any other city, right, other than Vegas. So that's, at least any city that's over 200,000 in population. There's several issues that come with Vegas. Like, for example, usually it's tourists. Chicks travel in large groups. They're on a packed schedule. They're trying, usually they're cock blocking each other. Also a lot of chicks are very hesitant to go off the strip. Shit is usually far from each other. There's just like a whole host of challenges that come specifically with Vegas. Also, the local girls there are going to be more apprehensive to meet up because there's a lot of, guys who are coming in, from out of town who are just trying to fuck them for a night and bounce, have a crazy Vegas night. So that's going to put them a little bit more, make them a little bit more defensive. So again, you have a whole host of issues there. Now, of course, the good thing is that there's definitely going to be a lot of really hot chicks in Vegas, like big tits, nice asses. Of course, you'll get that in other cities like Miami, New York, and LA as well. So you see Vegas had, definitely some cute girls, some not so cute ones. But overall, 29 likes makes it the lowest one out of, all the ones. And also, I know that chicks in Vegas are very flaky. Like, that's a big issue I experienced when I was living there. Like, chicks would just bail out last minute. So that's another issue that comes with Vegas. After this, we have New York City. So as far as first tier cities in the US go, I think New York City is probably the best one. Several reasons for this. First of all, you have a very high population density. So you just have a lot of people living in a small space. Also, New York City just has a pretty good female to male ratio. Like, you look at San Francisco, it's like 2 guys for every girl. you know, New York City is going to be maybe like 10 girls for 9 guys, right? It's not going to be super favorable, but as far as cities in America go, it's definitely going to be in the upper echelon. You can see also the kind of matches we got in New York. So we got 59 likes, again, which is pretty good. Puts it at the top of the list as far as cities in the U.S. And again, I think that's largely due to the huge population density. The other thing I like about New York is that it's just a smorgasbord. So you can get Asian chicks, you can get Latinas, you can get white girls, Jewish girls, like whatever you're into, you're going to find in New York City. Next, we move across the pond to Dublin, Ireland. So I picked this city because a lot of guys requested that we test Ireland, and definitely did not disappoint. We got 60 likes in 24 hours. And if you think about it, Dublin is a fraction of the size of New York. Yeah, we got, you know, more likes there, you know, even though it's only 1, you know, definitely did just as good, if not better, than New York, which is interesting, which suggests that, you know, my sexual market value probably goes up when I go to Europe, which makes sense, again, because in Dublin, you're going to have the same issue as in Pittsburgh. A lot of the more high value guys, they're going to relocate to London or other parts of Europe, right? Not all the time, but, you know, a good amount of them. And definitely I found Irish chicks to be quite attractive. Like some of them, of course, not so much, but you do have a lot of really cute Irish girls. I wouldn't say so much 10s, but a lot of, like, you know, 7s and 8s. So Ireland I found to be a very interesting option. After this, we moved to Warsaw. So this is one of the things that kind of surprised me a little bit. I personally spent some time living in Warsaw. I know it's a great fucking place for online dating. I always say that it's one of those cities where you can literally hook up with a new girl every single night without even leaving your apartment, right? That's how fucking good it is. And also chicks in Europe are a lot less flaky, so you're really not gonna have many girls canceling or rescheduling last minute. However, I did not expect to get 152 likes in 24 hours. Now, of course, I think there's some variance to this. So if we ran this experiment again, I might only get 90 likes or 80 likes. I mean, it's still gonna be in that upper tier, but, you know, this was kind of surprising, the fact that we got more likes in Warsaw than some of the other cities that we're going to mention, right? So definitely was surprising. But other than that, also Warsaw has quite attractive girls. If you're into like the traditional model-looking chicks, then Warsaw is a great option. You have a lot of blondes, a lot of brunettes, you know, a lot of, you know, cute Polish girls with big boobs, right? But you're not going to really, if you're an ass guy, then it might not really be the best place for you. After this, we have Medellin, Colombia. Speaking of asses, this was also kind of surprising. I only got 38 likes in 24 hours. Now again, I think natural variance has some role in this. Like if we did this experiment again, I might get 50 or 60 likes, right? Like, you know, there's definitely some variability to this. But I spent some time living in Medellin, and I can tell you it's a great fucking place for online dating. You do get, you know, I wouldn't say you get an outrageous amount of matches, like you won't get hundreds of matches, but you will get like dozens of matches a day, at least with my caliber profile. And, you know, the chicks there are going to be very down. Now, the only issue is that there's a good amount of flaking in Colombia, but if you run high volume and you confirm the day of the date, then, you know, you can definitely do quite well there. Like Colombia was another place where I literally was turning down, you know, 7s and 8s even, because I was just overwhelmed with options, right? It was like basically living in Medellin, you basically feel like being the hot girl, at least if you have some level of game. And last up, we have Manila, Philippines. So I want to test this because pretty much every guy that goes to the Philippines says it's the best place, you know, to get laid, right? And of course, you know, we got 134 likes in 24 hours, which is, you know, super high. I do think if that we ran, you know, Manila for a week and we did Warsaw for a week, overall, Manila would get more matches. Now, of course, you get totally different kind of girl there. You have, you know, more of like the, obviously the Asian girls, and just have a different look, like kind of like shorter and darker. So if you're into Asian girls, Philippines is going to be a great fucking place. Personally, I'm not so much. So for me, I might find 10 or 20% of these 134 likes attractive that I would want to match with, versus in Medellin, Colombia, it might be closer to 40%, right? So again, a lot of this just comes down to what kind of chicks you're into. The good thing about the Philippines is that the girls that are going to be very down to meet up with you, right? Like you're going to have a lot of girls who might even open you and just be like, hey, you know, what are you doing here? Do you want to meet for a drink? Something like that, right? So definitely, you know, if you're into Asian girls, the Philippines is going to be just a city, especially Manila, where you can just absolutely crush it. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable. Show us some love by smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and clicking the bell for notification. Also, if you haven't seen the announcement, we are doing a Christmas/holiday sale. You can find out more information about that in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have questions in the comments, and until next time.